All right, let's dive into this fascinating story. So, when Imam Ali entered the city of Anbar, he was greeted by this, unusual display of respect. People were hopping off their horses and running ahead of him. Kind of dramatic, right? But here's the thing, Imam Ali, he wasn't impressed. Not even a little. He turns to them and says, essentially, "What are you doing? This doesn't help your leaders, and worse, it just wears you out." See, this wasn't about honour or admiration. It was about a practice that stripped people of their dignity. What Imam Ali pointed out was so profound. He said this kind of effort, this exaggeration or self-inflicted discomfort, doesn't just hurt you now. It could even lead to spiritual consequences later. Heavy stuff, isn't it? And it's not just a problem of the past. Think about some modern workplaces. Have you ever seen someone who's doing extra just to keep the boss happy? Like bending backward to the point where it's not healthy anymore. Sure, it might be dressed up as respect, but deep down it's not. It's this unhealthy surface level thing that could leave people feeling kind of hollow. Imam Ali's message was clear. Respect should never come at the cost of self-respect. When we cross that line, it stops being about honour and turns into something damaging. That's why he rejected it outright. Because true respect, that should always uphold dignity, never compromise it. So let's talk about what really defines someone's value. Imam Ali, he flips the script here. He basically says, look, it's not about these exaggerated shows of respect. It's about something a lot deeper. It's about wisdom. It's about your character. That's what gives you worth. Not the way people bow or cheer or, run ahead of you. And I think that really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Like, how often do we get caught up in appearances? The outside stuff, whether it's flashy displays or just saying the right things to get ahead, but not really meaning them. It all kind of misses the point. Because at the end of the day, if your actions don't come from a place of truth, what's left? Now here's what's key in Imam Ali's perspective. He suggests humility and self-respect aren't opposing forces. They're two sides of the same coin, right? Standing tall with humility is a lot different from bending low for approval. And honestly, doesn't that idea hold up no matter where you are, whether it's at work, in your personal life, or just how you carry yourself in the world? I mean, think of people who really inspire you, leaders, thinkers, even everyday folks who just get it right. They're the ones who balance wisdom and respect in how they treat others and how they see themselves. And it's that balance that makes them stand out. Not ego, not arrogance, and definitely not false flattery, but real dignity. That's what resonates. So let's bring it all together. When Imam Ali talked about respect, he wasn't just giving a passing comment, it was a lesson in how we should live, He believed that true respect comes from within, from our own sense of dignity and honour. But here's the kicker. That respect, it's not something you force or fake. It's something you practice every day through the way you treat yourself and others. Taqwa or piety and discernment, they're like these foundational blocks of dignity, right? They help us stand firm in our values, in what we believe. And that's when integrity happens. It's when you're not bending to fit someone else's mould or trying to impress by, losing yourself in the process. Instead, you're rooted in who you really are. That kind of commitment to yourself, it's powerful. And let's face it, we've all seen those moments where respect gets twisted into something it shouldn't be. Like when people go overboard to impress, whether it's at work, in relationships, or even just in social settings, it can start to feel, off. What Imam Ali reminds us is that respect isn't about making yourself smaller, it's about building others up while staying grounded in your own worth. I think a lot about stories of people who, take a stand, not by being loud or bold, but by quietly holding on to their self-respect. I read about this teacher once, who refused to flatter a corrupt principal just to get promoted. Instead, she stayed true to her values, and you know what? It inspired her students to do the same. She didn't just uplift herself, she uplifted her entire community. And that's the ripple effect of integrity and love. It starts small, but it changes everything. So remember, respect that strips away dignity isn't respect at all. Real respect grows from a place of love, of care, of equal footing. Whether it's in your personal life or in a professional scenario, hold on to that self-respect and then share it with the people around you through kindness and truth. It's contagious. Honestly, that's how real change begins. All right, that's all for today. I hope this discussion challenged you a little, made you think about the way you see respect and humility in your own life. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It's been a privilege. And on that note, we'll see you next time. Take care.